appreciation post for Community. Community is one of my favorite shows. I want to talk about the first season is going to be a post about the entire show in general. Community is the kind of show that you don't expect much, and that's exactly what you get. You don't get much. However, that not much is phenomenal. You have an episode for the Battle Forge. You have an episode for the for every course. The concept is such. I know I've said so before, but the concept is so interesting. The fact that you're gonna have classes, different classes, and it's a story. It's an episode per classes. The fact that there's those people, you can basically introduce everyone. Community is about chaos, and that's what we love. Community, and every single season, you know. And I gotta admit, Community, they won me over. I think the first season is the best. I think the second season is good. They lost me at third season because of personal, personal problem with Pierce, the character of Pierce, right? The guy who was playing Chevy Chase. Yeah, there was some issue with the company, and my dude, that Amin, which was the writer of the show, he decided today, you know what? We still have a show. We still love it. The fact that we have character, and the best thing about Community is character that you don't think or that important. For example, Cheng. He isn't that important in the first season, but at the very end, he is so instrumental to the story. You have the character of they developed so much the characters, you know, and it's funny because they don't develop in the fashion that you expect to. So I just did a post on community of the Office, right? So Community, yes, the characters are evolving, but they're not evolving. For example, Abed, right? You would think that by season 5, season 4, 5, he would be able to be more social, right? But he isn't. He's staying in that mentality of being. But there's this general acceptance that, hey, this is who I am. This is my character. This is okay, right? And there's even jokes in the later season about how that is. This is memeable, right? You got Troy, who doesn't really become this. Doesn't really change from the character that you get at the beginning, yet you see him slowly becoming more like, for example, he had this funny sneeze. He doesn't, right? He was in love with a couple of characters, and the relationship between him and Abed, it keeps evolving. So it's really a weird show. It's really weird how they don't evolve that much, but they don't need to evolve that much. For example, like if you were focused, the fact that Community is such chaotic, the fact that it's constantly changing with the classes, the fact that you get all of this, you're like, okay, well, the character didn't change, but the universe around them changed, and the character and themselves is the only like viable, is the only thing I know that stay the same, and I think that's super super refreshing. You know, if you would think like a chaotic world and you would change the character, and I think that a lot of the show. They do change the character a bit too much. For example, I'm gonna go with The Office. I just did a episode about The Office. Pam, right? We're super happy for her because she was quiet, she was shy, she wasn't she wasn't really happy, right? And at the end, she's making jokes. She's popular. She's super funny, right? But it come at a price because Pam does take a lot of place, right? And she does take a lot of place because she's a fan favorite. First of all, second of all, she was always written to be one of the main characters. So Pam, she does take a lot of place. And for that to take a lot of place, I don't think we need the shy Pam. We think we need the vocal, the in-your-face Pam. And some people, like myself included, when you binge watch a show, you're like, holy shit. Like, I've been watching this show for, what, like a week? And there's a complete change, right? So I think this is a risk they take because some people might like the first version of a character and then not like the final version, or the opposite completely. But if you don't care about the character at the beginning, you don't care about him at the end. And if you care about the character at the beginning and at the end, you don't see it. You don't like it. Then you just not interested in the character, and that character could have been the sole reason why you watch the show to begin with. You know. So yes, the Community is again a masterpiece, it's a masterpiece, right? For example, those characters that are stable, those characters that are the only thing that we care about, because at the very least, right, the character in an ever-changing world are going to be the person that people you care about, because For example, I keep on going back to The Office, but those shows are similar. And I did a post on The Office, and I'm watching both of those shows right now. And The Office, yes, you care about the character, but you care about Dunder Mifflin, because Dunder Mifflin, it's a company that's falling. And the fact that it's a paper company, it's brilliant because paper is slowly going away, right? And we have the Community, which is a school that's not really going to go away, and you know that. And I feel like since you know nothing's going to happen to it, like the character in themselves, they don't have an armor plot. They're not in danger of dying, right? But the school itself has an armor plot, and I think this is the biggest thing we saw in The Office. We saw Jim has a job at the very end as a in the sport, as a sport represented, right? And you're like, holy shit, I care about Jim enough to be able to follow him, right? So yeah, so Community was a very, very enjoyable experience to watch. Fucking love that show.